Very good. I want to point out our next performer, who is a very good friend of the Monday Night Comedy Show from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Everybody freak out for Josh Kangas. Welcome back, Josh Kangas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I'm going to start. Okay. I'm going to start with some jokes tonight. Then I'll get into my usual rambling nonsense that I normally do. You see, when I do one of these internet shows, I like to start off by describing exactly what I'm going to do. That's not for your benefit. It's really for me, because when I get on a webcam with an audience, my first instinct is always to take off my clothes and start masturbating. But enough about my day job. Anyway, I have decided to start tonight with the dumbest joke I've ever written. So I'm going to need all of you to breathe a little bit more deliberately until you feel your heartbeat slow down. This will cause less blood to go to your brain, so you will literally become just stupid enough to appreciate this joke. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. So I love animals. When I'm on a long drive, I like to look at the pastures and farms full of cows, horses, buffalo, whatever. Brings me peace and makes me happy. But more often than not, when I decide to look at the animals, inevitably one of them will be taking a massive shit. Kind of ruins the whole experience. This is why I wish unicorns are real. That way, I could be driving past a unicorn pasture and I could go, hey look, a rainbow! And that was the dumbest joke I've ever written. Thank you very much. You can now turn your brains back on. All right, more jokes. So today is Columbus Day. I don't recognize it personally. If I wanted to celebrate a rapist and murderer who spread disease, I'd vote for Donald Trump. Let's see. Also, I've never liked kids. I mean, if I wanted to hang out with someone who was selfish, needy, always wanted food, and always craved attention, I'd hang out with a comedian. All right, now on to the rambling nonsense portion of my set. I've been going on a lot of walks lately, about 2 hours a day, actually. So let me drop some truth bombs about what it's like to be a fat guy who goes on long walks. It's not always pleasant. Of course, there's the usual blisters, but those heal quickly and you get used to it. The real problem is thigh chafing. Not fun to get back from a walk and you have to peel your underwear off of your scabbed and bleeding skin. So the solution is soft fabrics and lots of lotion. Applying lotion to your inner thighs requires a very specific motion. It's like a dog trying to dig under a fence. It's like... And obviously all that sweat down there contributes to the growth of crotch mushrooms. I won't explain crotch mushrooms again. I've done this before. But if you're truly interested, check out my YouTube channel and you'll learn all about those delicious pubic truffles. I've been getting a ton of sun, as you can easily see from my vampire-like complexion. There actually aren't any lights on in my apartment right now. This is all just bioluminescence from my glowing skin. I go on walks like I'm playing a stealth game, you know, just jumping from shadow to shadow so I can avoid the sun. Yeah, but even in October, there's still bees around. I'm terrified of bees because I've never been stung by one, so I don't know if I'm allergic. That would be a hell of a way to go, huh? Just walking around the neighborhood, get stung by a bee, my face gets all swollen, I get covered in welts, and I pass out dead in one of my neighbor's leaf piles. No one would find me for days because they would think this is just a really macabre Halloween decoration. Wow, Bob, swollen white corpse on your lawn. You really outdid yourself this year, and it even glows in the dark. But walking around a suburban neighborhood in Minnesota during a pandemic is kind of weird. It's outdoors, so no one really wants to wear a mask, but we still take social distancing seriously. So when I'm on a sidewalk and someone is coming towards me, one of us will inevitably move to the street, but you don't really know who. It's like the slowest, most polite game of chicken. Speaking of the game of chicken, does anyone actually do that in real life, or is that just a movie thing? Because when it happens in movies, I never believe it. Someone always ends up driving straight and then someone swerves out of the way, when really the most likely scenario is that both people would swerve out of the way, and possibly even in the same direction. So they both end up being chickens, and they're both dead too. Not really a joke there, just an observation. So what was I talking about? All right, Minnesotans. Minnesotans are polite, but they're also humble. Like me, I've lived my whole life here, but I know my limitations. For example, while I am the funniest comedian in the world, seriously, look it up. The United Nations passed a resolution a few years ago called the Josh Kangas Recognition for Excellence in Comedy Resolution of 2017. Not the catchiest title, but, you know. I still have the plaque, but I'm too humble to display it here. Anyway, even though I am objectively, according to the UN, the funniest person on earth, I know that there are things that are always going to be funnier than me, and that's okay. In fact, just to show my humility, I'll give you a few examples. Anything posted on Facebook between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. Horribly misspelled, borderline incoherent, deleted the next morning, and always pure gold. Also, I think sex is just inherently funny. Two people with serious expressions on their face while all these squishing and farting sounds are going on. Come on, how do people do that without laughing their asses off? I don't get it. Oh, what else? Oh yeah, screaming goats. I think goats are nature's comedians. They just have this constant dead-eyed look on their face, like they never have any idea what's going on, and then they scream. Bleh! Yeah, gets me every time. Oh, goats. They really are the goat. There, I ended on a dumb joke too. Anyway, my name's Josh Kangas. Hope you guys have a good night.
Josh Kangas from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. I'm sorry I'm late getting to the stage. I was trying to find an app that was apropos for Josh's set. Get it? Screaming Goats. I have an app for that, and it's very rare that I have apps for anything, but hopefully it works because Screaming Goats are the funniest thing on the planet. So hopefully you can hear this. Oh, is it really loud? Sorry. I don't know how audio works, but you can just go to your Google Play or Apple app thing and look up Screaming Goat. It's nice. It's